Welcome to the Dude Comedy Podcast, episode 23. My name is Burns, along with Jimmy, and Kyle and Colby are on
That's all we have.
Yeah, Kyle and Colby are on a romantic getaway in Hawaii this weekend. They're on their honeymoon, and just we'd like to remind you it's not gay if you don't nut, but they are on a romantic getaway.
And we were talking pre-show that we think maybe there's more to this Colby and Kyle relationship. We really do. I don't know.
We're going to be investigating over the next several weeks to find out what's really going on between these two lovebirds.
We think there's more of a connection here than just two dude bros that are best friends. But we'll talk more about it. We'll elaborate on it later. And yes, they are in Hawaii. We actually spoke to them about 30 minutes ago on Skype, and it was 6 a.m. there, and they didn't seem very friendly, honestly. Well, Kyle didn't. I don't know. Colby said that there was roosters waking them up. But yeah, fuck them for not being here and leaving me and Burns to do a 4-man podcast by ourselves.
It's going to be a struggle today, gentlemen. It's going to be a struggle.
Let's just be upfront with them, man. Usually we prep a little bit, for the most part. Last couple episodes have just completely been winging it. But for a normal episode, when we're in our groove and everybody's there and we're on time, we prep a little bit. We have some topics to discuss, and we just have a flow where we want to go. That doesn't necessarily happen once we go live, but we try. And lately, and today, we don't have shit.
Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about at all. We could just sit here and just twiddle our thumbs. We do have a guest. Kind of surprising since I think all of us have, you and I both have history with this gentleman. I
think everybody except for probably Colby has history.
Kyle has a real issue with us having him on the show. He was not happy. That's probably why he's so mean today, because they probably want to record, but it's only 6 a.m. there.
And then we bring on this guest that is a very controversial, not as much now in 2017, but back in the Wild West of YouTube, everybody has had some. He was
a nuisance.
Yeah, you've got some big beef, which I think we'll touch on.
We made up a year. I was on the Drama Alert show.
If you don't know who the guest is, it's Keemstar. He'll be on in about 10 or 15 minutes, or as soon as we run out of shit to talk about, because we don't have anything to talk about. But we're going to do our best. Thank you so much for all the iTunes love, Burns. We are at 510 reviews. One more review.
How do we not get one review? We were at 510 last night. I'm like, Kyle's going to tell a story in the next episode.
One more review, which is going to happen when this show goes up. So you can count on next Wednesday's show.
Yep.
We are going to get Kyle's secret story that he would not tell until we reached that milestone. But I have some reviews for you guys. Go to iTunes, if you would, and subscribe to the podcast and leave us a 5-star review if you guys enjoyed, and you may get your review read.
Speaking of 5-star reviews, someone broke our streak and gave us a 1-star just to fuck with us.
Well, fuck them. Everybody else, all these 509 superstars have given us 5 stars, so we truly appreciate that, and I'm going to read a few right now. From Andrew Diladra, my favorite podcast by far. It's very rare a genuine laugh will come out while I'm listening to a podcast, but this one does it every episode. My favorite moment would have to be when Kyle said, "My theory is that every woman is a hooker for the right price. Love the show. Keep it up. P.S. I'm gay." The next one, Dixon Cider. Haha, see what you did there. For Kyle, he says, "Been watching Jimmy since Call of Duty Ghost. Was cool, and you're all hilarious. Kyle's gay, though." We are getting that suspecting feeling as well.
He might be gay.
Dixon Cider.
Bisexual at best here.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's go on. Quavius 9000. Burns is still a virgin. Don't believe him. Jimmy low-key is racist. What? Is racist. Kyle and the guy with bars touch each other while their wives taking dog chode. Okay, so
I mean, you are like a white dude from Arkansas, Jimmy. I mean, the racism claim is just, it's not out of the possibilities here.
And it doesn't go good when I read racist names off of this one time.
You're just feeding the stereotype.
Hey, here you go, Burns. The one guy that listens to us on Spotify. Hunter FO2, I come from Spotify, and I just want to give you guys a high 5-star rating. Love you. Keep up the work. Didn't you look at our analytics?
Yeah, there's like nobody on. The next highest one is iHeartRadio with like 1.3%. So whoever that Spotify guy is, you're hanging out by yourself over there.
And then final one I'm going to read today from Kyle's baby daddy. Since I'm Kyle's baby daddy, I figured I'd come leave a review. It's funny stuff, man. You need to subscribe and listen to the show. You also need to leave a review so we can hear that story when we hit 511 reviews, which we are one away from. It's a good thing to listen to when you're doing homework or anything, and it helps to pass the time. Oh, no, I got to do one more. This dude looks like he roasts us. So, from LOL Boom 24. I know Kyle and Jimmy have kids, and when they grow up, they will be ashamed of these podcasts. Instead of posting this podcast on Sunday, all of you need to go to church and speak to the good Lord. He is there for you and is an almighty forgiver. The biggest sin you all committed was changing this from PTFO to DudeComedy. That means you will go to hell, every single one of you. Joking, love all you guys. Hope you read this. Bring back PTFO Live or DudeComedy Live. And that is our reviews.
Oh, I like when people roast us. It's funny.
I do too. Racist, dumb from Arkansas. Now, apparently I'm a sinner.
And your kids are going to be ashamed of you.
Because we do an explicit podcast. Oh, well, whatever. So, we are 6 minutes into this. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we bring on Keemstar? Anything going on with you? Anything new? Any I don't know, any hockey news?
Not really. We just got a message from Colby. He's wondering, are we doing the call right now?
What is he talking about?
Are they trying to get in on this call? We should add him to the call real quick and be like, what's up?
We are recording right now live. Yeah, he's just going to... They don't even have mics. They just have the laptop, and it would be probably shitty quality anyway. I thought it'd be cool to get him on at least for a couple minutes from live from Hawaii.
Hey, call him on the phone.
You want me to call him on the phone?
Call him on the phone. Get him on. We got nothing to talk about. We ain't got shit to do.
Okay, hold on. Type in there. Tell him I'm calling him on his phone right now. And Colby is still going to try to give you guys the wrap-up so we don't break that streak, because I know a lot of you absolutely love his wrap-ups. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. See if I can pick him up on my... Can you hear the phone?
Hopefully they answer.
Hey, you're live on the Dude Comedy Podcast.
Nice, you can hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear him, Burns?
I can hear him.
Yeah, I got woken up at 3:30 today by a bunch of these roosters out here.
What time is it right now?
6:50.
6:50. What is Kyle doing right now?
I don't know. I think he might be in the bathroom.
We got the sense or the vibe that he was in a shitty mood, and we were wondering maybe if it's because Keemstar's coming on and him and Keemstar never had a good history.
See if you can hear him. Kyle, are you in a bad mood? I'm on the podcast. They want to know. He's just taking a poop.
He's just taking a poop. Well, tell him we love him, and me and Burns are talking to the audience because we were discussing before the show, Colby. We think there may be more to you and Kyle's relationship than just being best bros.
Hey, that's not good for the show. We can't defend ourselves.
Huh?
We'll have to defend ourselves on the next episode.
No, you're not going to defend yourself. That's the whole point.
We've already decided that you two
we've
might
already
be
decided,
bisexual.
and the first 10 minutes of this show are literally us taking advantage of the fact that you can't defend yourself. And you should see that coming because we're a 4-man podcast, and you two bailed on us.
That is actually a good point because it would be 2v2. Now it's 2v0.
Exactly. It's pretty shitty. I mean, our wingmen aren't here, but that's okay. We're holding it down, and we're going to bring on probably the most controversial guest that we ever have on this podcast, and we're going to ask him the hard questions too. We're going to ask him what does he have beef with Kyle? What was his beef with Burns back in the day? We're going to make it interesting. And I told everybody, you're going to send a wrap-up. Even if it's not super quality, we're not going to break the streak, right?
Oh, no. It will be as quality as we can get from cell phones and a laptop mic. I'm not going to let the audience down. Can't do that. Not episode 20. We're 23?
23, and we hit over 10,000 plays on iTunes before we even recorded this episode. That's a record.
And we're breaking records. So there's already 2 lines in the wrap-up, 23 and breaking record.
We are breaking. Have you guys golfed yet?
Today.
And you're gonna break 100 on a Hawaii course, right?
Yep, that's the definite plan. I'll tell you one thing about Hawaii. We're not really on like one of the main tourist areas. We're more, I guess, the smaller island. And man, you really can't get anywhere. We're in the car, luckily. It's like opposite of the tourist place. It's all these old people just chilling. It's not bad at all. Just,
cool. Well, I wish
relax.
maybe one day this show will be big enough and we'll do a live show from Hawaii, all 4 of us.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm offended that we didn't get invited on this trip.
We'll do it from Honolulu, though, 'cause that's where everyone keeps telling us to go.
Burns said he's offended we didn't get invited on this trip.
Well,
This wasn't really their trip. They were bailing out a buddy for a wedding. Okay, I need you to do me a favor, Colby.
Yeah.
I need you to take Kyle the phone real quick.
Okay, bring it. Might still be pooping. 1 sec.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
Let him poop.
1 sec. Hey, I got to here real quick. Oh, it's on the phone? Yeah. Oh, shit. I think we got it. Hey, what's up? Hello.
Yo, are you taking a shit?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, say hi to everybody. You're on the show.
Who's everybody?
We're me, and Burns right now. We're recording the show, and you're on the phone.
Oh, what's up, guys? I'm in Hawaii. I've taken a shit. Nice and creamy. I've been plugged up for the last 3 days. Not sure why, but we drank last night, and it's a smooth one.
Okay, so 2 things I got to ask you. First, well, I got to tell you, we just read the reviews on iTunes, and we are at 510.
Oh, shit.
So we're 1 away. So on Wednesday's show, you're going to have to come clean with the secret story, and I'm hoping it lives up to the hype.
Man, it might change people's perspective of me, but I'll tell it. I'll tell it like I said.
Okay, and the second thing is, we were telling the viewers, the listeners, one more thing. We broke a record. We hit over 10,000 plays on iTunes before we started recording this episode.
Oh, damn.
Fuck yeah. And you guys are shitty for leaving us here to do this on our own. And the final thing is, I want to get your thoughts because we're bringing on a guest that you've had some history with and Burns has had some history with. I want to know what you think about that. We thought you were in a pissy mood this morning. We thought maybe it was because Keemstar was coming on the show.
Oh, no, it was just 6:30 a.m. and I was feeling a little fired up. No, I don't. The only thing I've ever really minded the dude do, which kind of, I mean, he had some beef with the dude that owned the network I was part of back in the day, Rick, right?
Yeah, Big Snacks.
I mean, Keem is who he is, man. He has highs and lows. He's an asshole. He's a nice guy. That's not what bothered me. What bothered me, I think I just had. Well, did I? No, I don't think Abel was born yet, so I didn't have a kid yet. But he fucking retweeted a picture of a penis in pose.
Yeah,
on this Rick
I remember that. Yeah,
face.
Yeah.
And so when he did that, that's when I'm like, man, like I was still like friends and stuff with him on Skype. I didn't really talk to him much, but when he did that, I'm like, fuck this guy, man. Like that's too far. Even though he didn't do it, you know, he wasn't the one that made it, but he fucking retweeted it. It was like a real penis.
Right.
Not like a picture, you know, it's like a real fucking penis on a child's face that he retweeted, you know.
That was the Wild West back then.
Yeah, he's the type of dude I've always realized, like, when he gets mad, like, he doesn't fucking give a fuck,
yeah,
you know?
There's
so,
no filter.
I'll give him the whole anger issue.
Well, we're going to bring him on the show, dude. We're going to bring him on here in a second once we hang up with you guys and see how it goes.
Right, make him explain himself for that.
Okay. All right. I will. I'll make him explain himself.
All
right, dudes, go take your shit. We just wanted to make sure we got you guys on here. And honestly, it's not even because we really wanted you guys on here. We just don't have shit to talk about. So we're really trying to just get through this hour.
Hey, remember to fucking follow us or go over to iTunes, leave us a review. And that's the important place to do it. It helps us out the most. Like you said, we're fucking booming iTunes. 10,000 downloads or views. Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Downloads, listens, same thing.
Yeah, down 10,000 downloads and views on iTunes, which that makes it the most productive platform we're on, right?
Absolutely.
Well, kind of Facebook, but those aren't fully real views. So.
Well, you also have the dedication. You're on the shitter at 6 a.m. in Hawaii talking to the fans. So.
Yeah, I wish I could show a picture, but margarita shits. All
right, dude. Love you.
Love you guys.
Faggot.
All right, man. There you go. We have successfully wasted 15 minutes, and I think it's time to bring our guest on.
Bring him on.
Ready for this?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
And we are back, and we have our guest with us in the form of... do you like Killer Keemstar or just Keemstar?
Just Keemstar.
What about
just
DJ Keemstar?
Oh.
Like, some people still call me that, and I get that because that's like the old fans, the people that knew me back then. But it seems so weird because like I don't like I got that name because I used to DJ, right? And then like that was my gamer tag that was known as my name. But I feel so weird. I don't DJ. I haven't DJ'd in 8 years, so it just seems really weird.
Hey,
that's just how I know you as.
Yeah, sometimes it sticks with you. So we kind of have we don't have a format at all. We are literally winging the shit out of this show today. 2 of our people are in Hawaii. We just got off the cell phone with them, and I'm gonna ask you some hard questions here in a minute because you have some past history with 2 of the hosts. One of those hosts, which is in this call.
No, me and Akeem, we made up like a year ago.
I know, but we're gonna put a context to everything. Kyle wants me to ask Keem a question, but before we get into all of that, is there anything you'd like to plug? Anything like that? Our biggest platform is Facebook and iTunes. That's where most of our people are. Is there anything you want to say or plug? Or I mean, obviously you have your own podcast, Baited, which is a huge success. So the floor is yours.
No, I don't have any. Well, we're trying to push Rust into an esport. So if anybody plays Rust, pay attention to UMG on Twitter because they're doing some competitive stuff with Rust. So I mean, that's the only thing that really comes to mind.
Okay, all right. You're serious about that game, aren't you?
Oh hell yeah!
You've been pushing
for
that
a
for
while now.
Yeah, for a couple years. So each guest we bring on, we have to ask you this question, and the question is: if you were allowed to use one drug and there were no consequences, you couldn't get sick, you wouldn't die, no negative aspects would happen. You could just use this guilt-free, worry-free. What would be the drug of your choice? Burns is a heroin guy. Right. I would be a cocaine guy. Colby was a Molly guy, and I want to say, I think Kyle went straight up like crack. Yeah. So we deal with hypotheticals here a lot.
I've already done all those drugs except for heroin and crack. Yeah, I haven't done heroin or crack, but I've done all the other drugs. Yeah.
Okay.
But so I would probably have to go with a DMT. I really want to do a
DMT. That's what we talked about that before. That sounds so.
Listen
crazy.
to you get fucking excited.
Dude, we talked about this about this in the beginning.
Every time
episodes.
we talk about drugs, man, your voice lifts up. In the beginning of the show, you're all just kind of ho hum, and then as soon as somebody says something, Keem says DMT. Burns is like, fuck yeah.
No, because we talked about it a while ago. I agree with Keem. DMT sounds like a fun time.
Well,
okay,
there's
what is DMT?
There's some research out there. You know, when you die, right? When we die, like your brain releases DMT, right? Mm-hmm. So there's these theories that hey, you know, maybe that is the afterlife, right? Going into that world, and maybe you can peek into what heaven is or what the afterlife is by doing a DMT trip. So, you know, that whole angle of it isn't just, hey, let's get fucked up and, you know, see some crazy shit. It's like, it's more about really researching and experiencing everything you can about life, what life is. So I think
supposed to like open the brain up more, like parts that don't get used.
It's like a hallucinogen drug. You hallucinate.
You leave this earth. Apparently.
It's like an out of body experience. Like you are not where you are. Like you are somewhere else.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's come back to reality. What are the side effects of this thing?
I don't think there is any because
it only lasts like 5 minutes, doesn't it? Something like that.
5 or like 15 minutes. It depends on the dose and how you're doing it. But Joe Rogan does it all the time. Like Joe Rogan has a very popular podcast. I'm sure everyone kind of knows about that.
Number one on the comedy charts.
But he's done it multiple times, and the way he explains it, it's like I got to do this.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
But there were there's quite a few different ways you can do it. You can smoke it. You can make this tea. It's called ayahuasca or whatever, and drink it. That's where people found out about it. It was like in the rainforest where they were, indigenous people. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm going on no sleep. But they would make this tea and they would trip and go to this fourth dimension or whatever the hell it is, right? And apparently a scientist created it in a lab in like pill form, and they did some tests with people, and they got the purest like trip there ever was of this. And the stories they tell, like they go into outer space, like they're no longer on Earth. They leave space.
They leave their body.
They're gone. They're in space when you do this, right?
Wow.
And there's like 3-dimensional the shapes and stuff, and like beings that they speak to. It's like, it's crazy. You're not here on Earth anymore. So this is based on what they're describing, and like the way when they describe that to me, it's like, okay, yeah, I definitely want to ride that roller coaster.
So I want to ride that roller coaster too. It sounds like a good time.
So what? Asking for a friend. What is the price of this DMT?
I don't know where you would get it because it's not like.
It's pretty hard to get. You can.
It's probably
can't you extract it from
man.
Plants, like in the rainforest plants that have it?
So next DudeComedy show, we are going to the rainforest.
We're gonna go find this magical drug.
Apparently, like every plant has the DMT in it. Like most living things have a DMT already in it. I don't know how you'd go about it. Extracting it, but I'm sure anybody on Google could figure it out.
We need to find ourselves a chemist that has the in. They can just make it for us.
Yeah,
I bug Burns all the time that he's a closet drug dealer.
That's
all the time.
Incorrect.
He gets so excited. Okay, so we're gonna kind of.
I think
go
about
ahead.
real quick. I think about this though. What if it really is like the afterlife? Like when you die, this is where you go on this DMT trip, right?
Well,
what if it really is that? But they don't let you in because you were already there. Like you cheated in your life. You did the DMT trip. You had a peak. They don't let you in. They're like, no. You tried to get in too early. We remember you.
Oh, shit. And they retain all this when they come back. That's the kicker. If that's actually legit and true. I mean, that would be... I don't know if it's...
I don't think it's any afterlife stuff.
I'm not interested in drugs at all.
I don't think it's any afterlife stuff. I think it's just crazy shit your mind does.
Well, you say crazy shit, but other people could say it's just unlocking the potential to your... I mean, what do they say? We use less than 10% of our brains on average, so maybe it's unlocking...
That's a myth. That's a myth.
Says who?
Says doctors.
Actually, I think recently I heard that it was a myth too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
You think we use 100% of our brains?
No, I don't
fucking way.
I don't think we use all of it, no.
No. Okay. So we're gonna give a little focus time on you, Keem. Me and Burns. We've known you for years, and what I will say is there is an evolution of Keem, and I guess going back all the way to the Wild West years. And I asked Kyle on the phone. He was taking a shit in Hawaii right before you came in this call. And after that, you are recording this, right?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so he was taking a shit. And I said, he had said something. I said, are you in a bad mood or something? Are you guys going to come on the podcast? He's like, no, he was just kind of being shitty, but it was 6 a.m. And I said, are you mad because Keemstar's coming on? He's like, I never had any beef. I just had a beef with him on something he retweeted of some racist thing years and years ago. Other than that, I just know Keem, and when he's pissed, he's going to say whatever the fuck he wants. There is no filter. And he wanted me to ask you, like, what is your state of mind now versus your state of mind 3 or 4 years ago in the Wild West? And I can draw that in to Burns and me. There's a lot of history between this circle that you guys are listening to right now of just some buds on a podcast. I mean, there was a time where me and Keem didn't get along. There was definitely a time where Burns and Keem didn't get along. So I just want you to kind of take us from the beginning from your Halo days, just super quick, and how your mindset you've evolved. I mean, you really have. I can say you're definitely a probably calmer to a degree, not as brash or just lash out type guy now, but there was a time where you gave no fucks.
Well, I think I just have different roles, right? Like, so
okay.
when I started off YouTube and was doing the trolling stuff, like my job was to get in fights with people. My job was to talk shit to people and to engage in arguments and battle people. Like that was part of my job, right? To entertain people. And part of that I don't think has ever left me, right? You know,
no, you just kind of maybe push it down a little bit. I mean, because you're on a big level right now. You're in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, it's kind of scary sometimes, especially when I'm out in public, and you know, it's like I feel like no matter where the fuck I go, I'm getting noticed or whatever, right? And it's like there are not this many people that are watching me. There's not, like, this isn't real, but apparently it is. But the thing is now is like, you know, because I wear a different hat, because I'm the news guy, you know, my show is only successful because the community itself, you know, is constantly talking to me and letting me know, hey, this is what's going on. Like, we just broke this YouTube AgeGate story.
Right.
That wouldn't have happened if I didn't, you know, get that lead. And I got that lead from having good relationships with other YouTubers. So I wear a completely different hat now, where if I'm going to run a successful news show, I got to get along with people. You know, obviously there's still people I don't like, but I have to get along with the majority of people. And, you know, as opposed to way back then where I was looking for the negative in people and making that a target, now I try to look for the best in everyone, really.
Would you say that there's times where you wish you could just take the filter off and just go?
Oh, hell yeah! There's times I do take the filter off
on Twitter. You don't really do it on your show.
I try to keep the two separate, but it's like impossible, right? It's so impossible. But yeah, you know, like earlier today, Boogie, he was Boogie 2988. He's a YouTuber that makes I guess commentaries. Would you call them commentaries?
Well, does he still do his commentaries? Does he still do his character? Yeah,
he did it. He did it with McJuggernuggets not too far. It was pretty funny too. Not as much though. That he's definitely gone into more of a commentary review topic type channel.
But he's really sensitive. He's a really sensitive guy, and he reads all the feedback. And if he gets any hate for anything, he'll apologize, and then he'll change his content, and sometimes like even take down the video. Like, my favorite thing ever was to upload a Drumler video and then watch a select number of YouTubers talk about those stories. And one of those people was Boogie 2988. But what happened is I don't know, maybe a year ago now, this is back when PewDiePie was even in this category. A bunch of YouTubers called out saying, you know, YouTube is changing and drama is bad for YouTube. And because so many people gave criticism to Boogie because he was, you know, doing these commentaries or whatnot on drama or news in the community, he just stopped doing them altogether. And it was like, this sucks. Like, this is one of the people that I watch every day to hear what his opinion is on this topic. And so I've throughout the last year, I've seen him do this so many times where, you know, a minority of people complain and bitch at him, and then he changes his content or takes down a video. So I just got fed up with it, right? Filter came completely off last night, and I was like, Boogie, who the fuck runs your channel? You or the goddamn viewers?
You put this on Twitter?
Yeah, and he's like, it's a group effort. I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, listen, if you upload a fucking video and you got decent likes and you got, you know, not that many dislikes and you got positive comments, all right, then the people that are complaining, the vocal minority, you tell them to fuck off. And then
he falls into that YouTube trap where the negative comments stand out over the majority of the positive ones.
It's not just him. I think most everybody at some point focuses and keys in on, you could have 2 negative comments and 1,000 good ones, and you key in on the negative ones. You really do.
here's the thing. Sargon jumped in and a bunch of other YouTubers jumped in and agreed with me. And dude, it gave him a backbone. He was like, fuck it, I'm not changing my video anymore. You're right. So,
well, good.
You know, sometimes the filter comes off and you just gotta fucking, I don't know, get your opinion out there.
I hear you. So I've got to ask you, you probably can't say much, but you tweeted out, and for anybody that doesn't know, most of you probably watch Baited or you watch Drama Alert that listen to this show. You tweeted out that behind the scenes, you guys got an offer, I'm assuming for the Drama Alert brand, in the 7-figure range. And you corrected me because I did a video about it, and I was thinking MCN, like network, but you had
mainstream
said MSM,
media.
mainstream media, and I hadn't put 2 to 2 together. So basically, there's a whole lot in that tweet. Not only are you saying you got a 7-figure offer, which some people, I mean, most people will never see that in their lifetime for something that they're growing or doing, but you also basically said that mainstream media and sources are trying to buy up YouTube drama channels and news channels and topic outlets to be able to kind of curve them the way they want to, puppet string them. So can you elaborate on both, either?
Well, I mean, I can't say, you know, who gave me the offer, right? But I can say this, is that I've had offers in the past and they weren't nearly as big as this one. Yeah, basically, as far as like a younger audience, right? Like, nobody's watching CNN on YouTube. Nobody's watching like Fox News on YouTube. You know, their demographic are old people, you know, baby boomers that are getting old, you know.
That still read the newspaper, the actual legit newspaper. Right.
Delivered. You know, if young people, they get their news from YouTube, from Twitter, from Facebook, right? So the mainstream media is trying to find some way in, and Vice has just taken off, right? Vice was this small thing that really took off, and they were part of that YouTube initiative. You know how Philly D got money to launch SourceFed?
Yeah, Google gave him money, Machinima, and others.
Vice actually got money back in 2011 and just blew up, right? And CNN came in and saw the style of content that Vice was doing, and the closest thing to it was like a Casey Neistat. So, you know, they bought up Casey Neistat. Right. And, you know, we already know that Philly D, you know, sold that network to Discovery, and then this offer came into me. I'm sure Scarce probably has something. He's just not, you know, willing to talk about it. But yeah, they're trying to get a foothold here, or because if we don't sell, we're going to take over. We're going to run the news in the future.
Right. So if you were, if you took this set offer, they're buying the brand, which you're part of the brand. So you would technically be in the same position as Philly D was with Discovery, or still is. Kind of looks like he has a sword over his head to a degree. Would that be the position you'd be in?
The offer I have right now is I'd have to work for 3 years, but I have no intentions of selling. I don't want to sell. However, if we get to that 8-figure range, I mean, I don't know.
Everyone's got a number, right? Everyone's got a number.
Absolutely. Everybody does have a number. There's no, come on now. If you legit got offered an 8-figure buyout, or even a term where you had to work for 3 years, you're not even thinking about it. Come on.
No, I'm honestly might refuse it, because I know what the future holds for shows like Drumler or Scarce or even Cuss. I know what the future holds, and we just talked about Vice getting that money in 2011. You know, Vice is worth billions of dollars. The Fox News guy, what is it, Murdoch? The guy that
Philip
owns
Murdoch.
Fox.
Yeah, Murdoch.
Yeah. He bought like 5% of Vice for, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but we can look it up. He bought 5% of Vice for like $500 million or something like that. It was some crazy amount. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 100 million. Maybe it was 50 million. I don't know. But it was some crazy amount, which means that Vice is worth billions of dollars. So it really does not make sense when you have such a demanding brand. Like, you know, Drummer breaks stories. Sometimes it changes the whole goddamn conversation of the whole platform, right? Like, everyone's talking about this age gate thing. So there's so much value there. You know, a news channel, because of what it does, and because of the power that it has, is more valuable than a much larger channel that does vlogs or something like that. Because it's a trusted news source. And I think, you know, in the future, like, you know, there could be nine digit figures, you know. It's just yeah,
but when does it come to the point where you say yes?
I don't know.
You can't really know until the offer's on the table, though. Like,
the thing is,
fuck, he's already got a 7-figure offer.
He doesn't want to go 7.
No,
he wants to go 8.
Shit.
If I were to sell, I would not want to work. You guys know
you
enough.
couldn't work. It wouldn't work. You would break the terms. Because
exactly.
Shit would go bad.
You guys know me. I have to work for myself. I can't work for other people. There's going to be problems. There's going to be drama. And I think
so. Then they bring in some anchor person from an actual news outlet to run drama. Oh shit! That
Dan
would be
kills
hilarious.
him before 1 week is up.
I would love to watch that. I would love to watch that.
That would be hilarious. You're right, though. I mean, it's 2017. The landscape is changing, definitely. Old school news is out. Cable TV, all of that is on the decline, and they're all trying to just get their hands somehow in the pot, which is YouTube, social media, live streaming, the new culture. So, yeah, well, you're at the forefront of it, so it's going to be interesting to see how the next year or two shapes out when it comes, and especially like with just the election we had. Like, I mean, you have a celebrity that is our president now. I mean, who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Well, you know what?
Happened?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What I have said is not important right now.
The owner of Facebook, he is running.
Yeah, running in 2020.
He's running in 2020. We're going to see Mark Zuckerberg versus Trump. Like that's the future. And that's just,
well, there's probably more too. I heard that the Tesla guy, what's his name? Elon Musk.
He was not born. He was not born in America though, so he cannot run.
Yeah, he can't.
Okay. Oh, Colby and Kyle were actually kicking Zuckerberg's wall in Hawaii. He has a place out there that he built up a wall because he's trying to like take all this native land for his mansion out there, and they were actually at his wall yesterday, like kicking it with their feet.
Oh wow! I just think it's going to be interesting. Like, I mean, how much power does Facebook have, especially during a presidential election? Imagine if it is, you know, Trump versus, you know, Mark, and on Facebook you don't see anything bad about, you know, Zuckerberg.
Oh, there wouldn't be a single negative thing on there.
Well, no, I honestly think I don't think it would be close if it was Trump versus Zuckerberg, and like you said, with the manipulation of how Facebook could work and everything, which is one of the most powerful reach tools on the planet. I don't think it would be even close.
Get Mark Cuban in there for a 3-way race.
Well, another one that was talked about was Michelle Obama.
I don't think she'll run.
I think if she ran, she'd get so much support. She really would.
How could you say anything negative about her?
That's what I'm saying. She would
so
get
nice.
it wouldn't be like Hillary. I mean, she would get so much freaking support. I mean, look at Obama. Dude runs the country for 8 years, right? And then when he leaves, he has like 90 million Twitter followers. He could literally go do any type of business he wants to and be, I mean, I know he's set for life anyway. He gets a presidential salary and all that stuff, but my God. I mean, the dude could literally, I think somebody said that one of the publishing companies bid, it was some insane amount for his memoirs, his book about while he was in the presidency. It's just crazy. Numbers go up. Numbers continue to go up. Okay. Let's get off the whole political shit. We don't usually talk about that stuff. I'm going to fill Colby's role on this show. He gives us a random question each episode, tries to kind of get our minds, expand, make us think a little bit. So I'm going to ask both of you, and I'll answer it myself as well. If a close friend murdered someone for a good reason, when I say close friend, I mean your best friend, your wingman, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't go to the police. How would you dispose of the body? Or would you turn them in? Now I want you to. I want you to connect this close friend as the closest friend you've ever had.
Okay. So let me just make sure we're clarified on the question. So my best friend has murdered someone, correct?
Yeah.
For
Your
a good
friend
reason.
murdered somebody for a good reason.
Am I helping? Where am I hiding the body, or am I turning them in?
Are you going to help him dispose of the body, or are you going to turn him in?
I'm helping dispose the body.
Okay. All right.
So, but didn't he say how I would do it?
No, you don't have to elaborate. I guess you can if you want, you sick fuck.
Well, I don't know. I guess Breaking Bad style.
Acid bath?
A little acid bath.
Is there a middle ground? Because I feel like I don't want to.
You can't just turn your head. Your best friend just murdered somebody.
I don't want to help dispose the body, but I definitely don't want to like rat out my friend. I just want to be like, hey man, I gotta go. Like I got new drama to put out. Like I didn't see this.
So no. There's no middle ground. You either have to be an accessory to crime in the form of helping him or her physically hide this body or dispose of it so they don't get caught, or your moral compass is going to say, I'm going to have to just randomly call you in and give a hot tip. They killed somebody. They took somebody's life. And let's spice it up a little bit. It says for a good reason. Let's say that reason is semi-good. It's not like rape or they didn't murder somebody else. They just did something that would be considered pretty shitty, but kind of mid-level shitty.
Okay, so I'm weighing out my options here, all right?
Your best friend, since you were 2.
If I go to the police, my best friend is sitting in jail. Okay, that sucks. That is horrible.
For life.
For life, okay? Yeah. But if I hide the body, I'm going to think about that body all the time, all right? I'm going to live with that guilt. And there's a possibility that I might get caught. Wait. Is that in the factor? Like, will I never get caught?
No. It doesn't say that. So you could get caught and be an accessory to crime.
Fuck.
That's a tough one.
You got to risk it for the biscuit for your best friend, though.
I think at the end of the day, if it's a good reason, like let's say, someone was trying to rape him or someone was trying to break into his house, fuck it, I'm burying the body.
Okay. All right, Burns, you're sticking with that?
I'm sticking with that. What about you, Jimmy?
I'm going to give you a different perspective because in some religious cultures, they say you have to focus on yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of the people around you. So obviously I have kids, and I would look at this and be like, that is a shitty situation. Any way I go is going to be shitty. But if it puts me in a position to where if I help my best friend out and I could get caught and I can't be with my kids or family, sorry, bud.
All right, well let's change the scenario here. What if one of your children killed someone for a good reason? Are you helping him hide the body?
I'm hiding the body.
You're hiding the body?
Yeah.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Absolutely. But for a best friend, if I'm weighing it out in my mind and I could get in trouble, I could get caught as an accessory and go away. I'm sorry, dude. I love you.
All right, Jimmy, let's put it this way.
What
if I killed someone, but the reason I killed someone is that they were going to kill one of your children first? Are you helping me hide the body?
I am helping you. That's a specific situation.
Yeah.
And it directly correlates, once again, it links with my kids.
That reminds me of
like Keem said, when you throw the, I mean, he has a daughter.
Yeah.
When kids are thrown in there, it changes the game completely.
That reminds me of
Go ahead.
That reminds me of have any of you guys watched the new Dave Chappelle specials on Netflix yet?
Everybody says they're awesome. I haven't watched them yet.
Just the beginning.
Well, there's a bit he does in there where where he's giving his idea for a superhero movie, and if this would be a superhero where you would accept help from, is that the only way he can save people is that he has to rape one person before he is able to save someone.
Oh shit!
So he rapes, but he saves. He saves more people than he rapes, but he does rape. So would that be a good superhero?
Jesus. That's on his Dave Chappelle show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he basically says, he's like, yeah, so the guy doesn't have powers unless he rapes.
Wow.
He's got to rape in order to save the dying people, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, you almost have to get analytical here. So if he rapes somebody, how many people can he save?
He doesn't get specific. Let's say for every one person he rapes, he can save 10.
Like if he rapes, so I think it was more like a time period, right? Like he'll have his powers for like an hour,
Yeah. Well, it started with the joke starts with that in order to get his powers, he has to like slap someone's vagina. But most women won't allow you to do that, so he just rapes them instead.
Jesus. I don't even know where to go with that. I wouldn't even know how to answer that. I don't know. Do you guys? I'm not a superhero. I'm not here to save people. I'm just here to make
I feel like at this point, let's respect the ladies. Let's let the police department, and the fire department take care of it.
Jeez, that's some serious shit. All right, so the answer obviously changes with the scenario when it comes to the close friend. I thought that was a good one, though. Kind of make you think. And if it was my...
I hated that question because I can't stop thinking about it. I still don't know what I would do.
Yeah, but I mean, I would think you put yourself in the same position as me. You don't want to take a risk that would take you away from your daughter and being able to take care of her, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, man, my best friend, he's going to be in jail forever because of me. Well, I got to be the one to turn him in.
Maybe he should have had a little better decision-making skills. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate that question.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Colby, I'm taking your spot when you watch this. All right, birds. This is the part of the show. Keem, you get to be a life advisor. We have people fans of the show email us their problems. And Burns, I'll let you give us the disclaimer.
Yeah, we're not responsible for the actions you may take based on the content of this segment. But we are professional.
Like this segment.
We are professional therapists, including our guest who just got his certificate this morning before he came on to give the life advice.
These get pretty crazy.
Not too crazy this week.
Okay.
Did we go to the school of Fousey Tube or what?
Yeah, there you go.
I think I need to plug the new email, DudeComedyShow@gmail.com. I'll have to check the old one and see if there's
That's where you email them. You guys can email. Remember, give us any context to your story that you can, pictures, whatever, not bad pictures, but anything you can give us to the backstory. We've had plenty of stories and stuff, and we kind of have to guess on certain things. So the more information you can give us, the better.
All right.
And then I have a secret one at the very end. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you have a secret one?
I do. It's from an anonymous person that I cannot give out, but I've got one.
Okay. Well, this first one says he's a 19-year-old guy who works for a family-owned business, and the rest of the question makes it sound like it's a restaurant. Okay. His boss brings her son in a couple times a week when she can't find someone to watch him, and the kid is an absolute little piece of shit. He makes messes and blames them on other people, super pushy when he wants something, threatens to have his mom fire people, basically a huge asshole. So one day he just got to his breaking point and told the kid to get the fuck out of the kitchen while people are working. He didn't yell, but he was very forceful, and his mom ended up cutting his hours at work after yelling at her kid. So how does he get back into good standing with his boss, and do we have any story where we were getting mad at children?
Well, that's your typical boss's kid. A lot of boss's kids feel entitled like that. That's a shitty situation where you have to be nice to them, but they're a little shit. And this is, what happened to him happens to a lot of people. I say you go straight with the lawsuit. You sue the shit out of her, or the company.
Well, Jimmy, that's your angle all the time. You saw the opportunity to cut something off your bucket list. Sue them.
Yeah. If you didn't know, Keem, I wanna sue somebody before I die, whether it's for $10 or $100. It's on my bucket list.
I heard that. I heard when you said that because I was paying attention. Like this is like what, 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
And I thought like you had this in mind, like you were going to sue somebody already, but
no, just whenever the opportunity presents itself.
Man, this is what I would tell this guy, man. Look, man, I would straight up tell your boss, hey, if you don't give me the hours back, I'm quitting, all right? And this might suck because, you might have to quit, right?
Right.
But you have to carry that revenge with you every single day. Use it as your motivation. Build your own goddamn restaurant across the street and put this bitch out of business. Put her out of business.
I love it. That's a great idea. I'm on board with that idea. Put her out of business.
It may take you 10 years, but you could do it. That happens. That is a real thing. You guys know the drugstore Walgreens?
Yeah.
Do you know the drugstore CVS Pharmacy?
Yeah, they're like the same thing.
Have you ever wondered why whenever you see a Walgreens directly across on the other corner, you see a CVS pharmacy.
Yep, that's true. Right next to my house is a Walgreens on one
Do you
side
know
and
why?
across the
Do you
street.
know
No.
the true story why?
No.
Because the founder of Walgreens, his wife, and I may be wrong on wife or husband back and forth, but what happened was he cheated on her. And she went, left, divorced him, and founded CVS, and she vowed to put a CVS up wherever he had a Walgreens to take business away from him. And I shit you not, every town you go to,
that's great
they
revenge.
are directly across from.
That's
We
true.
just got
In
one.
my town, there is a CVS right across the highway from
Yep.
where Walgreens
Yep.
is.
So there you go. That is kind of what Keem is saying to our young friend. All right, Burns, hit us with another one.
Let me see if I have another one. That was just.
Is that all you have? I've got
No,
one
I
if you
might
don't.
have one. I might have one. This dude just wants to know. He lives near Silicon Valley, California. He has a minimum wage job, which is $13 an hour, which is pretty good for minimum wage.
Holy shit!
And
I
he's
remember
wondering-
when minimum
he's o-
wage was like $5.
So he's only 17. This is good money for a 17-year-old. He's wondering if he should just spend his money on some really nice clothes and really nice items and just show off, or should he save it up and watch his bank account get bigger and bigger and use that money for college?
Okay, well, Colby and Kyle would tell you that college is a scam.
Yep.
You're wasting your money on that, and I
Me
mean,
too.
dude, yeah, don't buy clothes, man. I mean, I understand you want to be hip and trendy, but money can be hard to come by at certain times in your life. So having some of that in the bank account, I mean, you never know.
You can
when
save
you're
it
gonna
up. You can save it up for your future drug empire.
need it. Or no, no, not at all.
What
Not at all.
I would tell you to do is try to invest it in something. All right, and
Even if
talking
it
about-
fails, even if it fails.
I'm not talking about stocks. I'm not talking about I don't know. Try to invest it in something that's new and fresh. All right. Part of my success has been me just constantly looking out for what is the trend, what is the path here, where are people going to go in the future, and being there first. You know, obviously us being YouTubers, right? Like this thing was brand new when we started, and now it's this giant, huge thing. You know, when we started, I wasn't even getting paid. I don't know, when did you start?
It took a year and a half before I received a dime.
I came
Yeah.
in around 2011, so right when people were starting to get paid.
Oh yeah,
But
his
we-
ass was getting paid with his first angry mom in the shower video.
But we came in like when this thing just started, right? So
Yeah.
it's all about being somewhere first. And if you save up your money and you could put $2,000 towards something first before anyone else, you could turn that $2,000 into millions. People have done it so many times before. But you know, even if you're not that successful and you turn that 2,000 into 10,000, now you got 10,000 to go out and try to make it grow. So I would save your money, but also, you know, so when people diet, you know, on Sundays, they still eat dessert, right? They eat anything on Sundays. What I
With a
would
big
do,
fat Diet Coke with their cherry pie.
right. What I would do is I would keep 10% out of your money always and just blow it on whatever. Save up for that Gucci shirt or whatever the fuck you want, because you know you only get to be young once. You might as well go out there and have some swag shit, you know. So
Okay.
do a little bit of both.
He's actually on point with his answers, Burns.
We might have to bring Keem in for every life advice. This man
Pretty solid life advice.
This man is certified.
Well, I can give you some advice, right? Like as far as like the swag thing, this last question. Like I have a Corvette. I fucking love my car, right? I love it to death. But I would have loved it way more when I was 21 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When I
but
was
but also
17.
it comes to you at 21, you could have really potentially fucked up with a car like that, you know? So maybe it all happened that you got it when you were mature enough to have it. I don't know. I like the 10% fuck off money, and then go after something else. Even if you fail, try again. Not everything's going to stick to the wall. Trust
And
me.
I think Jimmy can back me up here. when you're out there and you have a job or whatever, you always have to have your side hustle. You have your main job and then you have your side hustle. That's like
absolutely.
When I worked at the attorney's office, I did the DJing on the side. All right. So when I did that DJing on the side, I made a shit ton of money DJing weddings and stuff like that. Right. But every single dime of that money, sometimes it was $500, sometimes it was up to $1,200 a DJ gig. Every cent of that money I blew at the bar and on cocaine and like clothes.
I can't attest to the cocaine
part. That was your party
but
money, right? That was
I
your
can
party
attest
money.
That was my party money.
hustle.
Every dime of it I lived life with, right? But the money that I worked at the attorney's office, that went towards bills and savings accounts and stuff like that. So you always have to have your side hustle. And if you do have a side hustle up and going, then you're going to have that money to buy your awesome clothes or whatnot.
You gotta have that fuck you money laying around.
Yeah. Just to put it out there, he's not telling you to go have a side hustle and blow it on cococaine.
He is. I am.
No.
I am.
No, you're not. Okay.
I'm not a role model.
Okay. This isn't anonymous. I can't say who it's sent from, but we've got one more here. Okay. So my friend, we're gonna call her Jill, is dating her cousin, who we are gonna call Kevin. Kevin is Jill's mom's sister's kid, so he's not far down the line at all. Jill keeps asking me if it's weird and if they should tell their parents, but I don't know what to say. What do you guys think I should tell her? By the way, that's it. Yeah, by the way, love the podcast.
So this friend of his is dating her cousin?
Yeah, we've dealt with this before. We had, what was his name, Tito from Taiwan, fucking his cousin.
Julio from Tijuana.
From Tijuana, fucking his cousin, and he said he was good to go. He didn't give a shit. So what they want the advice is, should they tell their parents? And if so, they don't know what to say. And what I'm going to assume here is we're talking second cousin?
Do we know how old they are?
We're going to assume 18. We don't assume less than that.
Okay, well, if it's 18, tell them you're an adult. You could fuck whoever you want.
Okay.
Even if it's family?
In this situation, it's not going to hurt us. Let's assume they're 15-year-old love-struck second cousins.
Don't say a goddamn thing, dude. Do that on the DL.
There you go. Birds?
For 18?
No, for both.
Well, for 18, go ahead and tell them. This is second cousin, right? This is not first.
That's what we're gonna assume second.
And
isn't that incest? Am I wrong?
Well, I don't know, man.
It's a bloodline.
You don't want to do it too close to the, first cousin, because genetic diversity and all that shit. It's scientific. You don't want any genetically defective children.
Right. I agree with Keem though. If it's 15, I don't think you say you're gonna get ridiculed.
Make sure you wrap that shit up nice and tight. Make sure she finds some birth control.
Critiqued. I mean, they're probably gonna make you break up. It all depends on their religious beliefs. I mean, you could end up in some church with people with hands on you and shit trying to take the demons out of you. I mean,
it's not really that weird though, is it? Because like back in like the 1950s, like wasn't it like you're supposed to marry your cousin?
I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I'm serious. Like way back then, they were like, and down in the South, they like married their cousins.
Come on, here we go again.
Well, Jimmy's from Arkansas.
I'm serious. Like a famous.
I'll tell you what. Let me go to the local
Jerry
library.
Lewis.
I'll look it up. Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, he married his cousin. Like that was a thing. Like that was fine. It was like you don't marry your sister. That's fucked up. But your cousin is fine.
Oh shit! I don't know. I have no idea.
Jimmy, you live in the South. You should know.
Fuck off. I don't know. I know that as much as I know what they called what was it? I called it a cue ball of
cocaine.
Yeah, that's what I call it. So, all right, that is our life advice. And that is the show, my friends. Kyle's not here to tell you guys to go plug iTunes, so I will do it for you. Definitely go over there, leave us a review. It could get read, and that is definitely our focus point. But if you want to listen to us, we're on Spotify, Google Play, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. And I want to say a thank you to Keem for coming on the show. Hopefully you had a good time.
Oh, I had a great time. This went by really fast. I'm running on no sleep, and I can't believe it's the end already.
Yeah, it goes by quick. All right, Burns, anything else?
Colby's gonna hit us with a wrap up. Maybe We are unsure.
He will. He won't break the record. There should be a wrap up at the end of this episode. That's it. Goodbye.
Later.
Thanks, guys.
Don't fuck your cousin. Bye.
Do it.
I don't know where the mic is. This is a test. I'm rapping into nothing, but it says it's recording. Let's see what this sounds like. Shit. 23, gotta make a Jordan reference, make mistakes in the past with the less preference. Now we getting old and reckless. I expect this, rapping out from Hawaii, doing something epic. I missed the show, but now this is here. Water clear, extra beer, no fear. Get the fuck up out of here. Super nice, make it happen twice. On me like some white on rice. No Bob Barker, but the price is right. Expect an honor gadget, fantastic, elastic. No time for rubbers, and I'm definitely not using plastic. That's all I got. See you back on 24. You stupid bitches, I'm rapping into nothing right now.